where we left off, you guys had just kind of saved a ship Captain Danforth, the ship named Cherryburn, as they were locked down at Gorman 1760 and had information about an incoming Galactic Mandate ship that was apparently looking for someone, which is why everyone in the station got locked down. They had some cargo that was supposed to have been sold to the Swift that they had to get rid of, and you guys gladly took that off their hands because you were not locked down. 70 tons of high explosive now sit in your cargo bay, and you are orbiting Canageris.
Okay, so we're gonna reach out to the uncle.
Okay.
We have his channels.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to use them.
Okay. Now, if you remember, you probably do, those comm channels really just reach out to the equipment that's in certain locations he anticipates he'll be. Well, sorry.
Right.
You reach out to whatever equipment you can find. The codes that he gave you are codes that only he or his designees know, so it basically authorizes, in a sense, that you know you're talking to him or somebody he's authorized.
Ah, yes.
It doesn't actually guarantee that you'll reach him, but it assumes that if you get anything but garbled encryption, that it's somebody that you want to be talking to.
Right.
So with that, it is a pretty easy matter for Colleen to reach out, and actually probably for just about anyone else to reach out and find sites to transmit the handshake to. I guess in a sense it's kind of like TCP/IP. You're sending a packet of information, and if the receiver sends back the correct response packet, then there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even think about it like that. Kinda stalling a little bit to let Mariano get in on this. But as Matt observed earlier, he's back off.
Okay. I have like 4 baskets of laundry.
Oh no.
Well, so one of the things when we got the cats was they had an intestinal bug.
Ew.
Like parasitic one.
Ew.
Yeah, so it was they were medicated, but one of the things that like my research told me is that you basically want to wash everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Even if no obvious yuck has occurred, you still want to wash everything. Kind of like being sick.
Yeah, you just can't see it.
You don't want to.
Yeah, I mean it's a microscopic parasite. It's a type of bacteria, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it wasn't like a flu bug, but yeah, all of the stuff I found was recommending basically wash everything. So we took all of my blankets and stuff that I have hanging around the apartment.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of like when you're sick, You want to wash everything. You don't want that lingering around.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not going to stall forever. Sorry, he's having internet issues. You do get a properly authorized response packet back. You could answer any of the other responses that if you wanted to.
No, we just want the authorized one.
Okay.
We want the one that gets us the person that we want to talk to.
Yeah, and it actually is Uncle Owen's voice on the other line.
We
hang on. That's what are you?
What was that?
Hello, Duran.
I can hear you guys now. Can you hear me?
yes,
we were
and a
hearing
bunch
what
of
was
other stuff
in
too.
the
As well
background.
as your robot overlords in the background.
You can hear my robot overlords behind
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Yes.
You'll have to listen to this section again later on, because that is really what it sounded like. It was like some kind of Transformers whispering to you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Every strong
Yeah.
man is
I-
a stronger robot overlord.
All of you sounded like rusty robots from hell earlier.
Maybe that's why your robot overlords got involved.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on, but it got fixed. I was in a strange place, but now I'm back, and
Well, good.
better than before. I'm a little changed, but I'm back.
They rebuilt you faster, better, stronger.
Where before
They have the
you were a
technology.
supercar, now you're a blender. On,
They
off.
they did things of which I do not remember.
What happens when they press your puree button?
Unspeakable things.
Yeah, it's better to just stick to frappe.
I think for a moment I was a video cassette player that could turn into a robot and vice versa, but
I remember
You
that
didn't
on
put it in
blenders when
car.
they had words instead of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, even as a kid, I wondered, why do we have words here? These will mean different things to different people. Because, like, puree, I had no idea what it meant.
Ah!
Yeah, now it's
Your robot overlords are encroaching again.
what is there's something going on there.
I am going to mute him. I'm sorry.
is this happening to everyone?
We're
Sounds
hearing
like
it
it,
from your
yes.
microphone.
Ah!
Yeah, that's it's a rhythm or something. Yep, there. Yeah.
Duran, Mariano, go ahead and mute yourself for the moment.
Yeah, that was
Painful?
feedback coming through from a headset, maybe?
That I don't know.
Can you at least hear us once he's muted still? It's not.
Probably
Well, I mean, he should be able to, but is
not
he
if he's
having
asking
issues again?
in chat.
That was... well, odd.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on with the microphone side of things, Duran. That is for a techier person than I to try and resolve. we'll see how things go. You can put yourself on push to talk if you're worried about it coming back, and we'll certainly know when you're trying to speak. All right, so yes, it is Uncle Owen responding to the hail.
Did he give us like more than Uncle Owen, like what his actual full name is?
Shoot. Let me see if I wrote anything else down. Right.
I assume we would have gotten like title.
Yeah, because you don't want to call him Uncle Owen, I'm assuming.
No.
Maybe his last name is Duran, which makes Duran.
His last name is not Duran. However, I believe I have a.
And he's not hungry like the wolf either.
Depends on what you're referring to. Like, food? Probably hungry.
Just a Duran reference.
I know.
I can never be sure with you.
Yeah, Duran is one of my favorite bands.
Well, even better, hopefully we don't get a scene with Duran where he does it like Barbarella.
Okay. His last name is Mociono. Owen Mociono.
Is he like a lord or sir or mister?
He's just a general, and
General. Okay.
he can
Just
be
a general.
well. I don't really know military rank, so he has his own squad and he has his own orders. And Duran is no longer hearing this. Yeah, you can listen in on the Twitch stream if he wants to. I see he's back on voice. Not hearing anything, it's not muted, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
This is actually my phone.
Oh.
Huh.
Will it hold for another 3.5 hours?
I don't know.
Well, we'll find out, because this is very clear.
Okay.
Great outside the box thinking.
Hey, technology.
Yeah, this is my last box though.
Well, presumably there's only one box, and you want to be outside of it. You don't want to get into another box.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not a cat, are you?
No, I'm a Duran, and I'm just kind of hung over in some corner.
Okay. You have had some time on the ship to drink with escort, even if the escort was not drinking. So I don't know if you heard it. Owen's last name is Mociono.
Mociono. Okay, so General Mociono.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted, like Cap would want to be able to address him appropriately.
Yeah, he is a high-ranking leader of military men in a very disorganized and distanced force. Fragmented is what I'm looking for. Disorganized and fragmented force. A man who leads 6 people in a mission can call himself general.
So lots of tiny little guerrilla armies.
Yeah. Yes.
Or like the Rebel Alliance, where anyone can be named a general as long as they're human and happens to be a protagonist.
Well, Owen's not a protagonist.
Yeah, that's right. He was Admiral Akbar, but no other generals that weren't just.
And no General Chewbacca.
Nope.
Well, maybe
For
they'll,
all we know, he turned it down.
now that his buddy's dead, maybe they'll give him general in the 9th one. General Owen Mosiono seems tired but pleased to have you registering on his frequency.
We come bearing, hopefully something that matches what you asked for.
He interrupts you. You're bringing your magnificent ship.
Uh-oh.
Not for the purpose of dropping off some cargo or hopefully selling it to you, yes.
The ship? I'll
The
buy
cargo.
it.
No,
A man can hope.
the ship is not for sale.
What is it you bring to me, Cap?
Was it 7 tons or 70 tons? I forget.
70.
70.
70 tons of high explosives.
7. That's a lot of boom.
It is a lot of boom. Is it boom that you can use?
I can't take it where I'm at right now.
Do you have people who can take it for you?
I'll ring back to Emerus. See if it's still under Firster's control. And get someone there to meet with you. 70 tons.
What Cap would give him the exact name of it. I can't, as the player, I can't remember, but she would.
It didn't have a name wasn't given, so as a player, you're not remembering.
Okay.
It was just called high explosive.
Okay.
Brand name, high explosive.
In mechanics, it's just TL4 high explosives. TL3 high explosives, I decided, is the actual TNT, which matches with TL3, I believe.
Yeah, tier 3 is contemporary.
Uh-huh. And TL4 is slightly advanced, which is why it's has a yield about 5 times that of TNT. So yeah, honestly, I personally did not know that explosives were primarily just TNT. I thought that there were other types of explosive material
Well,
that
there
were,
is.
Well, there
that
are,
were
but for
used
bombs,
with regularity.
Yes.
well, once again, there are, but not for bomb making.
Yeah.
But not for
That's
bombs.
exactly what I mean, is for bombs.
Yeah. Well, they mean
I mean-
nitroglycerin was the great, like, holy shit, this stuff explodes really well, and they made it to the base of a lot of stuff.
Right. I know that there's stuff like C4 and all that,
Yes. I was
but
about to say.
those
C4,
wouldn't
obviously.
be classed with the high explosives, would they?
No, that's
Yeah.
plastic explosives. They're just safer, so that's why you have them for mines and other shit.
So exactly, TNT is the only thing that would be classed as high explosive.
It's more like it's nice for bombs and high yield shit.
So there you go. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Oh, whoops. One moment. Sorry about this.
Interesting. The guy that invented dynamite also invented the first plastic explosive.
You use there's also a thermite. You use that for incendiary bombs, but I don't think it really counts as a high explosive either, since
It's not a. It's like
thermite is even explosive.
no, it's just really nasty.
Yeah, for some reason the second he said TNT, that's what starts playing in my head.
Nice.
Hey there, Beast Sphinx. I'm trying to fix the chat as we speak. Duh. Let's see if that worked. Yay! Also, welcome, Beast Sphinx. So yes, we were discussing explosives. And my lack of understanding of how they work generally. Where the hell is Discord? There we go.
They go boom.
Fucking explosives, how do they work?
Well, unfortunately, I'm getting distracted by the Wikipedia rabbit hole on that, and not all of them go boom. And there's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't go down that rabbit hole.
No.
It's
Well,
easy for weeks.
to
Yeah.
reflect
I'll do that later.
modern high explosives, I'll make up a name for the you gotta type something after that, Beast Sphinx. Like Ava High or something like that. I will come up with a name for the TL4 version of explosives, just so that we're not continually calling it simply TL4 high explosives.
There is actually a scientific definition of high explosive.
Okay.
It's anything that detonates with an explosive velocity ranging from 3 to 9 kilometers per second.
Well, then I guess I'll have to use a different term than high explosive if I'm saying that it's more explosive.
Well, I mean, it's just more then.
Hyper explosive.
Hyper explosive. I was thinking the exact same thing. So you've got 70 tons of hyper explosive material. How's that?
So it's knocking on the door every 5 seconds? Are we there yet?
I said hyper, not OCD.
And
Knock, 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 penny.
TNT falls into about the middle of that range with a explosive velocity of 5.8 kilometers per second.
Cool. And so maybe I'll call it hypernitroglycerin. HTNT. Or HNT, I guess.
Hyper Nitro. Sounds like a wrestler name.
Probably was.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Nitro was a wrestler name.
Yes.
Nitro was a gladiator name.
Mm-hmm.
Also a wrestler.
Yep.
Well, Johnny Nitro.
Trust Mel to know useless wrestling facts.
Well, it's not useless. It came up a conversation.
It's still useless.
It's still useless.
That's a misnomer. All wrestling facts are useless.
Alright, back to the game.
So we're wrestling.
So yes, he says that he can connect you, or he will try to connect with Emerus City and find someone who can meet with you. But where he's currently operating, he would not be able to receive it.
But he is interested in buying.
He wants it available to the firsters. Yes, he wants his side of this war to have it.
Well,
Yeah.
we would prefer his side of the war to have it as well.
He wants a right of first refusal.
More like right of first offer.
Well, that's why we were calling him.
Yes.
Why Colleen suggested it.
But he says that he doesn't want to try and make you an offer or quote you any kind of price that he can't be personally assured you will receive, which is why he's going to connect you with someone who will be able to negotiate and make that offer.
Okay.
And also try to get you a landing window.
Yeah. But yes, the ship is not for sale.
Probably couldn't afford it if it was.
It was both that in character?
No.
Okay.
Basically, when he mentions, the ship, she'll just say it's not for sale.
Yeah. Okay.
In a nice way.
Mm-hmm.
Nice for Cap.
Yes, nice for Cap.
Not a bad idea, but Sphinx. Might just go BFE.
As opposed to
What?
BFG.
You have 70 tons of BFE.
Mm-hmm.
Big flippin' explosives.
No, bigly fucking explosive.
Yeesh.
Now I'll get a suitably
Fancy name.
sciencey, pseudosciencey sounding name like unobtainium, something that can't actually be linked to an existing chemical for someone to, or chemical compound for someone to say that doesn't explode.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Because you know that there's that guy out there.
I live with one.
Not necessarily that it's a guy, but
probably just default to something metaspace. It's usually pretty good.
Metal explosives.
No, maybe not. It just sounds like metal explosives. And then you gotta have a rock band named after it.
just say HTNT.
Yeah,
Fine with that.
I might just go with that. But I'll still give it some more
It
thought.
works.
For now, we'll just use HTNT. Do you guys do anything in the interim? He's gonna have to disconnect so that he can try and make those other
Orbit the
calls.
planet and keep an eye out for what's their nuts?
The mandate.
Yeah, Galactic Mandate.
Okay.
Not that I think that they will come here, because I mean they have a warning beacon telling people not to come here.
Right.
Yeah, but like with all police forces, there's a rule for everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
and then a rule for them.
It doesn't take long for someone to reach back out to you. And they are transmitting with Owen's authorization codes. You can clearly tell that it's coming from a different location on the planet, and you can also fairly easily identify that it's close to the same place that you landed. In fact, it's probably, yeah, your ship computers would have kept track of all this. It is the same machinery that you guys conversed with last time you spoke with Owen and landed.
All right, so it's the same area.
Yeah, it's coming from Emerald City.
Okay. All right, let's talk to him.
Okay. A shaky voice comes up on the speaker. Hello? Is this the captain of the Santa Clarita?
It is.
General Owen Mociono has asked me to contact you.
So we have some goods that we'd be willing to sell. Did he tell you the nature of what we have?
Several tons of HT&T.
Is that something you are interested in purchasing?
Yes. Yes, that will proceed to operations smoothly.
Huh?
That will be
That
very
was an out of
useful.
character,
Oh.
huh?
Yeah, no, he said it oddly, so
Proceed to...
that will proceed to
Cap will
operations smoothly is what he said.
I'm not quite sure I follow.
That's
Your turn of phrase is unfamiliar to me.
it will be very useful.
All right. How much is on the table?
Where the heck is my table? There we go. Oh, it's not a DM roll, it's a GM roll.
Yeah.
We don't have DMs at this table, we have GMs.
DM is copyrighted.
Jesus, is it? Don't answer that.
It is.
I said don't answer that. He has a quick sidebar conversation in another language with someone apparently in the same room as him, and comes back onto the microphone. I can offer 1,000 and 10,000 per ton. 11,000.
That's more than what we paid, right?
It is.
What did we pay?
4,000.
So that should
okay.
be.
So close to 3 times.
As much, yes.
And just
Well, that
for
covers the trip.
the math and the traders among you, you could get up to 19,000 plus whatever, plus 10% per trade skill if anybody has a trade skill above 1. I know she has got it at 1. I don't know if she's got it at 2 or higher.
She has it at 1.
Okay, so yeah, you can get up to 19,000, and whatever I roll, you can get 10% on top of that with a successful trade check.
I have a trade skill of 0. Do you add like charisma or intelligence to it?
Unfortunately, the trade roll for better prices goes purely off of the skill level. So a trade skill of 0 lets you be better at doing trade related things, but can't actually get you better prices on things.
Okay. I am of no use right now.
It's one of those ones that you actually have to have a point in to even be able to roll, or
No.
Okay.
You could roll it at -1. You wouldn't want to on the on the trade roll. Yes, I'll pay more for your goods. Yeah, no, the trade skill has more applications than just this trade roll. And several of your other perks and things would be very useful in finding potential other buyers if you guys wanted to turn down his offer and find a better price. So there you are, sitting with an offer of 11,000 per ton. For cargo, you paid 4,000 per ton, and then traveled 3 days to deliver.
Which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is. You guys, if I remember right, you paid 280,000 to get it on your ship. Ooh.
We paid 200. Oh yeah, total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is awaiting a response.
Do we want to just take the first offer?
Actually, I'll interject and make this a little bit easier for you guys. He says, I will contact you later with a window for landing if you decide to take me up on my offer. Or if you decide to take this offer up, then just shoot me another quick transmission and we'll meet you at the landing site. Yeah.
That works.
Kilber out. And he ends the transmission.
Yep, that does make it easier.
Yeah, so now you guys have as much time as you want to discuss amongst players and crew.
Does Duran know what the expected response would be if we choose to sell to another person? Would they like get really angry at us and shoot us on sight?
Well,
Because that's what I think they would do, but I
it
don't know if
depends.
that's what they would.
Emerus is actually firster controlled right now. It's not mixed, and it's not currently under siege. So you would, in order to sell to somebody that's not a firster, you would have to make contact with them. Excuse me. You'd have to make contact with them. You'd have to negotiate with them, of course, and find some way of delivering the goods to them, because it's unlikely that they would be able to accept those goods in Emerus City. Unless they were
Okay.
planning on using them in Emerus City, and you guys probably wouldn't even want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the firster's response really depends on A, how much they know of your business transaction, and B, yeah, if you did it right there under their nose, they would probably try to organize a military response.
Duran would go over to Cap and say,
He's not.
He's not here.
I thought you wanted him.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. We wanted him to be part. He at least
Yeah.
have his presence there. So yes,
on
we
the
wanted
bridge.
one
that's
there.
one of the
during
reasons why we waited. Yes, that's why we waited. So please proceed.
I go over to Cap and I whisper in her ear my advice on the matter, which is
She doesn't let him get that close to her.
Mariano, the transmission is cut, and so the only people that you'd be trying to whisper away from are others of the bridge crew.
Yeah.
I guess I don't do that.
She would just
I
kind of hold
speak
him at
out.
arm's length and say, you know, if you have something to say, you can say it to everyone, not just me. It's all right.
I look for a podium and I probably don't find one. And I address everyone.
The only thing resembling a podium is the captain's chair and console.
Which is occupied.
I straighten my back so that I seem a little taller. I just say, look, I think it's going to be a logistical nightmare to try and find someone else on this planet to sell guns to. And you should really consider the relationship that you're building with these people.
If I
But
don't
that's all I
sell it
have
to
to say
them,
on
I'm
the
not
matter.
going to sell it to anyone else.
I'll point out as a DM to Duran, it is possible, or it could be possible, to find a different buyer of the Firsters faction. You don't really know what any of them are planning to do with these explosives.
Nope. But at least, like, the Firsters, in Cap's opinion, are not the super duper crazies. As far as she can tell.
There's not a lot of nice things you can do with explosives unless you're in the mining business. Cap. And that I'm aware of, I don't think the Firsters are in the mining business.
Presumably, any materials we'd sell to any active part in a war would be used in said war.
I fully expect them to be used in order to help the Firsters win the war. I'm not under any illusion that they're doing this for anything other than to win the battle. However, that doesn't mean that I want to sell the explosives to someone else who might do even worse things with it.
So, if you want, I could go through my connections again within this faction to try and see if there's another contact with a better offer.
I'd prefer to keep the relationship going with your Uncle Owen.
Okay.
And if this is his preferred contact for us, then that's fine with me.
Anyone else on the crew weighing in?
Colleen would just point out we can probably get a better price. Chances are they have a little wiggling room there.
Well, I suppose
Considering their motivation, it's also highly likely that we would be able to, if we were so inclined, would be able to drive up the price by hinting the possibility that we might sell it to their direct rivals.
Yeah. Well, do we really want to play haggle in marketplace with the people with guns?
And
Well,
at least to some degree, I trust the people here not to try to steal our ship.
Yeah.
It's also
Yeah.
Have we told them yet?
it is worth considering that these people with guns believe that we have a much bigger gun.
Have we told them how many tons we're willing to sell?
Yeah, you.
Yes, I told them all 70.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess when you show all your cards,
Yeah.
you gotta play them.
Oh, well. Now, strictly speaking, I'm pretty sure we actually do have at least a gun that's bigger than most of what they got.
Yes, but at least right now they've got surface to air
Yeah.
defenses. And
yeah.
I'd really rather not have people shooting at the ship.
Yeah.
I also want to get these off of our hands quickly
Yeah, that's the thing.
because I really don't want to run into the Galactic Mandate with 70 tons of high explosives on our ship.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like this would be one of those prime the pump kind of moments. We acquire it, get a decent price for it, we sell it to them, and sell it to them for what is a reasonable profit, but not an extortionate, we're going to take you for everything you got kind of money. Everybody makes out well, we get build a relationship, and then as time goes on, we can then start buying stuff and selling it to them, knowing that they'll give us the best price just because they like us.
Assuming, of course, that they survive the war.
Well, yeah, that's always a problem.
In fact, if we were to attempt to build more permanent relations with one faction, it would be very much in our interest to aid them in surviving the war, so to avoid losing a profitable trading partner.
Yeah. And if they do lose, we just move one more planet over on from one side of the board to the other side of the board that says can't go here no more. Kind of sad that we actually have a small piece of the board that has a couple of planets under it that says can't go here no more.
The galaxy is, the universe is theoretically infinite.
Well, yeah, you can't divide infinite, so yeah, so we don't have any planets that we can't go back to because you can't divide infinity by anything.
That doesn't take into account the limit that drives put on things and social interactions. You can very much modify those.
Yeah, but we're talking theoretical here. I like the theoretical idea that there's no place I can't go, rather than the realistic idea of there are places I can't go.
Or perhaps you'd be better suited to viewing it as you will never run out of places that you can't go.
Hey, I like that.
Though from a strictly practical standpoint, I'd still suggest that we try to minimize the amount of places where we can't go.
Nice.
I figured you might like that.
This is why we can't go to nice places.
This is why we can't have nice things.
But as Colleen points out, even if we sell to these guys, chances are there's some wiggle room in the budget. It would be nice since we have operating costs.
We have heavy operating costs.
Well, we just blew 48,000 just coming here.
Oh, that's right. I just had a thought to make sure that they're not trying to pay us in some kind of local currency or something, but Mike's system
I
doesn't
think
have
it's
that
credits,
kind of bullshit.
credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not taking first a script.
No. That's the audiobook that I'm listening to that's kind of basically this setting in some other thing. They have local system
I'm on a
currency.
tradition.
Most
They'll pay us in bison dollars.
most places will have sector economy of credits exchangeable through the exchange of light. There may
Worth-
be some planets or locations that are considered out of contact, which will have their own currency. And out of contact is actually one of the tags that can be rolled for planets. You receive the quick packet transmission with time and location. You have your window.
Okay.
Colleen also points out we might want to be somewhere on the planet for a couple of days. As in, not in orbit.
Sorry, what was that?
Colleen points out we might want to be on the planet for a couple of days, not in orbit.
It is quite a bit harder under my revised system to locate and identify a ship on a planet than it is in orbit.
I'm aware of that.
Yes.
So that's why.
Yeah, it's a very good way to hide.
Yep.
Nice.
And as far as I can tell, that's actually realistic.
Yeah, because if if you're on a planet and there's a lot of interference and
Yeah.
whatnots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you turn yourself to a planetary feature.
Yeah, pretty much. They would have to get into orbit with the planet and do a scan like you have to do rolling for for one of those things, one of those questions. Can't remember which one off the top of my head, but it's there. Oh, I have a handy dandy cheat sheet for it under rules.
But yes, takes a lot more time and effort.
Yeah. And actually, there aren't any. Oh, I would classify it under. Are there any hidden or low tech communities? So they would have to be scanning the planetary body, making a roll to find any hidden or low tech communities. Your ship would qualify as one of those. Basically, they'd have to know that you're there and be searching for you.
Which I doubt they would be specifically looking for us.
Well, Gorman 1760 does know which direction you went. So, if they release that information, it's all based on how much do you trust that dual-sided non-disclosure affidavit. Two-way NDA.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think it would be very, very bad business for them to go back on it.
It certainly would.
And vice versa.
So when the window comes, do you guys take that opportunity and land?
Yes.
Alright. Keeping in mind that Clark is an NPC and doesn't have access to his usual allotment of skills, who is your pilot?
Oh, Colleen
Now
can
we
go.
have a decision to make.
No pressure.
Well,
Colleen totally volunteers.
Cap actually has piloting.
I was gonna say,
So does Colleen.
Cap. I don't remember what the relevant skill sets are for piloting other than just pilot.
It's just
What's
pilot.
yours? What's Colleen's?
Hmm?
What is Colleen's pilot skill?
0?
So's Cap's. Is it in an intelligence roll?
It can be either
Dex?
intelligence or dex.
I think your intelligence is better than my dex.
Most likely.
I mean, you've gotten your intelligence to. You haven't gotten your intelligence to +2, have you?
You could try and assist her, I think, and maybe get a
My
bonus.
intelligence has
if-
been 2 for a very,
if that's a
very long
thing.
time.
That's
Since
right.
level
Yeah,
2.
you kicked that pretty quick.
I've been living off intelligence.
Yeah, that's why your fixed skill is higher than.
Well, our fixed skill is equal. It's just
Right, your
better.
fixing is higher than mine.
That's still just NPCs, Mario. Now.
Oh, did I accidentally click that?
You did.
Oops. That's not going to help a player character, though.
Nah.
Also, if for whatever reason Colleen were to fuck it up, I have a reroll. That's the other that Cap doesn't have.
True.
If you crash, you crash.
No, I think I'll let Colleen do it.
She has to make the noises.
Oh, she is.
Oh,
I
is
assure you,
Colleen an
she is.
expert?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So we'll probably be fine if it's Colleen then.
you're always fine when it's Colleen.
Hey, Cap,
Hmm?
where are the parachutes?
Just cling on to one of the demolition drones.
Yeah. It's Fortnite parachutes where you just hang off the bottom of something that floats.
Excuse me. All right. Obviously there is a reason that I'm asking, and that reason could be just to fuck with you. This time
Obviously.
it's not.
Well,
as
that's what I'm gonna say. If it's just to fuck with us, I would point out there is no role for something that a competent pilot would just be able to do. Like landing.
Yeah.
yeah, no, you would not have to roll for simply landing.
However,
this time when the largely automated land-based defenses activate, they all power down, or not power down, but de-lock, except for one. You see, as you're approaching your landing site, a small volley of anti-ship projectiles of some sort screaming towards you.
okay then.
Time to dodge them.
Time to dodge them.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say,
dear.
either dodge or we're just dead.
Is it artillery or missile based?
Yes.
It's dangerous.
I haven't put that specific detail into the ground placed. I'm just using the default ground ground-placed anti-ship defenses.
Gotcha.
These guys don't have anything special that merits a different system.
Okay. I'm just wondering if we dodge it, if the ammunition that's coming at us is guided.
And no, the pilot check that is made takes all of that into account. Well, no matter what type of ammunition or what type of basically danger is coming at you, if you make the pilot check, then you make the pilot check. And
Better make the pilot check, Colleen.
Yeah, because otherwise we're just dead.
I don't think one volley of these can kill you.
According to the defense rules, it's dodge and take damage or dead.
No. It is 2d10 damage on a miss. Period. There's no or dead.
That's the section before. I just can't find the page right there. It's absolutely deadly, and all you can do is dodge and take damage.
Yeah, we roll a pilot skill to dodge the attack. If we don't make the save, which is set by, or the difficulty set by the DM, then we take 2d10 damage.
Right. We can go with your version if you prefer.
I'd rather not.
I thought not. If you find where it says that later on, Nick, go ahead and point it out to me, and I will change it. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and go with this version, where it is a pilot skill check, and if you fail the check, then you suffer damage.
Which might kill our profits from this.
And just might kill us if it hits in a really bad place.
Kill us too, but even if it doesn't, it could still kill our profits, considering how expensive it is to repair the damn thing.
Yeah. Well,
No, actually not really.
Yeah, your armor is very cheap to repair. The ship is not.
Yeah. If it's just hit point damage, it's 1,000 stuff per hit point. If it actually damages the system, then yeah.
It's kind of funny that armor is literally a defense against both you dying and against your bank accounts. Because yeah, you get hit by you get one of your systems damaged, and that's immediately close, at least 25,000, I think.
So, armor basically consists of us bolting scrap to the ship.
Totally.
Your scrap is much more high tech.
Yes, I know.
But yes, it does.
The only reason I was asking if it was guided or non-guided was I wanted to see if there's any opportunity to try and shoot the stuff coming at us out of the sky if it was just missile-based.
Yeah, I would say not typically. The author of this system has written the ground-placed anti-ship defenses in such a way that it's mechanically very, very effective against ships, and there's not much that ships can do except for that one pilot check to see if they've successfully did whatever needed to be done.
Alright.
Like a barrel roll midair and
Do a barrel roll.
And it might actually be simply shooting something out of the sky before it reaches you, but that's still going to be accounted for by a pilot check.
a pilot check.
Right. Yeah, flak.
Yeah. No, the ground-placed anti-ship defenses are supposed to be very effective against smaller ships. Your ship is not quite as in danger because it has so many hit points, but a frigate that has maybe 20 hit points could get blown up by a single hit from these if they roll high on damage. Multiple hits are for sure deadly. Okay. How confident does Colleen feel with that roll? I guess I am telling you the results before making you re-roll the expert thing.
You could just make that consistent every time you ask.
No, I have set kind
I
of a
think that's a pretty
precedent
good
of
roll.
I don't tell call-in results if it's a multi-layered thing where different results mean different things. But in this case, there is one target number, and that roll meets it.
Yeah, in that case, we're fine.
Yeah. The maneuverability of your ship is it's kind of amazing. You guys have an amazing ship.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray!
Even in atmosphere, you're able to get yourself edged just shy of those streaking projectiles. As far as anyone might know, they probably missed by inches. So that all went down mechanically. What's happening inside the cockpit as target lock and projectiles fired alarms blare?
Yeah.
Visually blare. I don't think
Right.
you've actually got an air horn going.
For visual character type stuff, for what I'm just so I can keep straight in my head, Mike.
Mhm.
Does this universe have mechanically inertial dampers?
Do we have seatbelts?
Describe to me what you mean by inertial dampers.
If the ship takes a barrel roll, we don't
Ah.
spin around in place because our gravity is internal to the ship, and that's not affected by whatever the ship is doing. Is that how it?
Right. No, the system has magic gravity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It
Magic
would
ship
have
gravity.
to, because otherwise, with
Well,
the
yeah,
speed
you would be-
involved, we're dead anytime we fly anywhere.
Yeah.
We would be paced against a wall if you make a sudden move. Okay, cool. So the ship, barring any damage to that system, nothing happens when we make a barrel roll. We don't notice it as like we get bumped around in our seats. We just know that shit happened.
Let's say that you feel the strain of the life support systems, which is where the gravity is tied to, of the life support systems adjusting to all of these sudden changes. So there may be a little bit of queasiness in weak stomachs, and you certainly feel kind of how you feel when an earthquake is happening.
Or one of those high-speed elevators.
Sure.
How does it? Some of us have no idea what it feels like when an earthquake happens.
Damn it, Mel.
Yeah. Whereas some of us have simply woken up one morning and earthquake.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope that I do not get to experience what an earthquake feels like while I am in California.
It's not really that bad.
Neat, actually, yeah. It's
thanks,
sort of
no thanks. No thanks. I'd rather there not be an earthquake while
You
I'm
feel
in
something
California.
shaking under you. You kind of look around, and you see other people kind of looking around, and then they start walking and going about their business.
I quite agree with Emma. It feels like something that I don't need to experience.
I was when I was working at my store, and I happened to be at the far end of the store, and I looked across, and an earthquake hit, and I saw the building, I saw the ripple
Matt,
go through,
stop.
and I was like, "That's really cool."
Matt, stop! You're scaring them.
That was neat.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
there's
anyone
nothing
who's
neat about that because
Because buildings aren't supposed to move.
Yeah, Matt, stop! You're being mean.
Oh yeah, the
There's
thing I
something,
was
there's
talking
something
about
fundamentally wrong if buildings start moving.
was the way it talks about that anti-ship defenses are absolutely lethal at atmospheric ranges, and you suffer the 2d10 damage on each miss.
So we're assuming it's fatal from there is no alternative listed. He doesn't explicitly say it'll kill you. He just.
What page are you on, Nick?
Well, page 103.
And which you're in the ground weapons versus ships.
Yeah.
What paragraph are you in?
That's one. The active ground-based anti-ship defenses are different matter, absolutely lethal at mystic ranges, and then avoiding them, highly skill at 18 or 10, and then suffering 2d10 damage with AP 20 on each Miss.
Yeah, that's each miss on the skill check. You don't take damage if you succeed the skill check.
I read it as you take the damage if basically a void even hits directly.
Yeah, that's how I was interpreting that sentence as well. Is the miss meant you succeed, they miss, you still take damage.
Feel free to post that on Reddit for clarification. Otherwise, I'm keeping to my ruling on that. Keeping to my interpretation.
I'm perfectly fine with that interpretation.
I'm happy to hear the argument. I won't change it. I'm not going to make ground-placed defenses lethal like that. So even if you go on Reddit and he says, yeah, it's supposed to completely destroy any ship, then I'm not going to change it. But keep in mind, well, only frigates are supposed to enter atmosphere. I still don't think that was his intent at all. And as I said, even if that was his intent, I'm not going to change it to that because I don't like it.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's what he means with that absolutely lethal.
Well, look at the hit points of a frigate, though.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, normally you're going to have more than one anti-ship defense firing at you at a time.
That's why he said the desperate ship can get outside the gun's firing angles, but can survive 3 rounds of this peril.
Yeah, I think he just wants you to not be able to land on planets that don't want you to land.
Yeah. He absolutely does.
But if I'm perfectly fine with your interpretation, it works in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue to consider my interpretation correct and not a modification of the rules.
Yeah, so we don't take any damage. That's good.
We live.
We don't take any damage?
No.
Okay, I continue pruning my acidic, poisonous, ivy bonsai tree.
Are you in your quarters or are you on the bridge? You can't be both.
I don't know.
You were on the bridge when these calls were going through.
Yeah,
It's a tiny bonsai tree, and I am in the bridge.
It's not welcome on the bridge.
I won't be on the bridge for much longer then.
We don't take kindly to plants around here?
I would prefer people not bring a lot of stuff to the bridge. Colleen's the only exception.
I was going to say, I'm sure Colleen's got stuff all over her station.
She does.
I thought you meant Colleen was the exception to bringing stuff to the bridge.
That too. Yes, she has toys, puzzles, and a thrower, and a throw blanket.
So after that volley,
I'm trying to think of anything that dude would be doing.
Well, what you guys are doing at that point was approaching the planet. It's not a long journey. You're already in orbit. At most, it's going to take you a half an hour. At most.
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
We could always shoot the emplacement of shooting it out.
Yeah, well...
We can do it again.
So I had assumed that you guys were all still on the bridge.
Oh, yeah. Dude would definitely have just kept an eye on the systems from his station to make sure that there was nothing blew out from strain as we take evasive action.
Okay.
And then...
Can we
why are they
see
shooting
where
at
the
us?
shell actually came from? Did it actually come from the territory held by the people that we were trying to land, or is it someone else firing at us as we're coming in?
That is a check that you can try and make.
Yeah, I think dude would... Yeah. Hey, Cap, you want to get them back on the phone?
Yeah.
There does appear to be some hostility.
At least we
that
can
or
tell
somebody-
them where it came from.
Yeah, that or somebody's finger slipped, but that's a hell of an oops.
Oops.
It's entirely possible that particular gun had been taken over.
Who would be on scanners if Colleen's piloting?
Nobody, because you don't have anybody else.
Can dude address scan from his engineering station, just as a temporary?
He could go over to the comm station. That's where the most detailed information that he would need is going to be located.
Yeah. Now the problem is Colleen's been using program checks for all that, hasn't she?
Yes.
Because it needs program checks.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. Dude knows his skill set and knows that if he walked over there, he would not really have much of a chance of figuring out the instrumentation.
Could I walk over and give it a try?
Do you have program skill?
Nope, but I have +1 int.
You
could
probably
certainly
also
give
don't
it a
have
try.
access. I doubt that Colleen gave you access.
Nope.
Neither did Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still a
So
skilled
Cap
user.
actually can work on scanners.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'd be willing to bet that Colleen hasn't given Dude access to the comm.
No, they have the access.
So it was what? It was
Program?
It's
Program?
a program int. And you are.
I do not have program.
Program?
I'm sorry. What was that, Mariana?
Do we have any NPCs that have program?
You do not. It's one of your NPC is lack.
Yeah, we have one member of the party that does it skill.
But she does
Luckily,
it so
she's
well.
the best there is.
Yeah, but she's flying now.
And she does it so well.
Um,
I have 2 cats on my keyboard.
that means Emma doesn't have cats. There you go.
Oh, I had them a moment ago. They've
I heard.
they've gone over to the other side for more love.
Yeah, Cap, I can't.
Uh,
I can't scan for where that came from. You want to get them back on the horn and find out what the hell's going on?
I suppose Nemo could try. Can we even try it with a negative programming skill?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where Dude's at too, but.
Might as well give it a try.
Okay. So Nemo is trying.
Yep.
Okay. Is Cap trying to reach out and contact them again?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Despite any negatives that Nemo has from not having program, he is able to analyze the grids and graphs and graphics of display in front of him and ascertain that the streaking infrared view, or the streaking red lines on the infrared view, probably represent the projectiles that came at you, and it is in fact frozen at a timestamp, intended that way to alert the comms user.
Mm-hmm.
Can correlate that to the maps in front of him as well that are topographical as well as energy signature maps, and identify that it was one of the defensive batteries in Emerus City.
Captain, it appears that Emerald City is indeed firing on us.
All right, so Cap will contact. Cap will reach out on the comms to their contact.
Does it seem to? Do they seem to be actively tracking us and preparing to continue to fire on us?
There's a little turn of text in a rather substantial data readout. Might even call it a HUD of sorts that very clearly states no active threats.
They do not appear to be actively fire. They do not appear to be sustaining fire.
Cat just knocked over something, and I don't know what it is. It was in your closet, Nick.
I misheard that and said, I thought you said Cap just knocked over something.
Yeah.
Cap gets the same man as earlier on the comm.
We just took fire from within the city.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Nemo will provide the coordinates from where the shot came from.
Is he doing that loud enough for Gilbert to hear, or is Cap relaying?
No, Nemo is relaying those to Cap.
Okay.
All right, Cap will relay.
Sub vocally.
Okay.
Cap will relay the coordinates to. What was his name?
Kilber.
Kilber.
Like Wilbur, but with more
But
murder.
with a K.
but Wilbur, but more dead.
No, more murder.
More
It's not
homicidal.
Denver.
Which would be a really bad name.
It would. You can literally hear tapping and thinking on his end of the line. And
Is it possible that that location has been compromised for you?
no. Everything is well, Cap. Please continue to land.
Dude looks over at Cap, says, "Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that."
Nemo will sub-vocalize to Captain. May I suggest that you relay the information that if we are fired upon again, we will return fire.
Cap will say, I don't particularly take kindly to being fired on by friendlies. If we continue to take fire, we will leave.
Understood, Cap. It will not happen again.
Thank you.
Can we contact Owen?
Are you asking that of on the open comm channel, or is that just an aside to Cap?
That's like written on like a post-it card to Cap, so that only she can see it.
Okay. At this point, Kilber ends the transmission again with his Kilber out and click.
Man, that guy sounds very greasy.
Yeah, this whole simple job just got a lot more sketch.
It is possible that the firing was either intended to test our abilities or as a... Oh. I suppose it's possible that they were hoping that the shot, if the shot were to knock us down, they'd be able to salvage the ship, and if not, they could explain it away as an unfortunate accident.
I want everyone to be on guard when we make this drop.
Absolutely. I gotta say, it'd be pretty stupid of them to shoot down a ship carrying 70 tons of high explosives and expect to get anything out the other side of it. But yeah, well, I mean, obviously they're having their extended civil war, so brains don't exactly seem to be in large supply on the planet. No offense, man. He kind of glances over at Duran.
Of course, it is also entirely possible that they were just suffering a breach of communications or simply lack of proper firing discipline.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, that's a hell of an oops.
Well, it's basically what happened in the Ukraine when the rebels shot down that Dutch plane.
I feel like the cats are just trying to destroy something in your closet, Nick.
No, they're on top of the lock boxes. That's the sound. claws make when they meet hardened exteriors.
Oh,
The cat's in the closet with a silver spoon.
no, with a fireproof box.
Do you
Anyway.
continue to land?
Yeah.
Do they continue to fire?
As you continue your approach, no more shots are fired. You have been directed to a different landing location than the previous time.
Okay.
In fact, you, as you're landing, you see on external cameras, primarily there for landing on planets, part of the atmospheric configuration, that there are armed men who are shooing people away from what looks like a town circle. You're gonna be crushing a fountain, unless unless Cullen
Looks like
can
there's
manage.
gonna be a shootout, Cap. I'm gonna go grab a gun. Do you have any guns?
I don't think there's going to be a shootout with civilians here.
No, not the civilians, the guards.
No, there are civilians here. And yes, they're shooing. The soldiers are shooing them away, but they were armed last time as well. Your
Okay.
Uncle Owen's men were armed last time as well. We will be armed, don't worry.
Yeah, but I knew Uncle Owen, and I don't know this other guy that well.
Welcome to the
No, but
rest
your
of
uncle
the
put us in contact with him.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time doing business in the outside world if you expect to know.
And presumably, if your uncle wanted you dead, there would be easier ways to do so.
He could just pay someone to do it.
Like us.
Nah, Owen would never do that.
Everyone get ready.
I'll continue. So yes, you're going to crush a looks like no longer functioning fountain.
But
It's already
still.
been kind of wrecked by time, unless Colleen wants to try and jig the ship to avoid it.
Is it gonna? Would that damage the ship?
No, not by a stretch.
Nemo will go and put on some armor then, while we're landing.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's no active threat at this point, Colleen would just land.
Okay. All right. You guys have
the fountain.
You guys have had some time to arm and armor up those that are allowed to. So you guys can be equipped as you please. Duran, I believe you're still under escort and restrictions, so whatever
Cap
Cap
will
allows.
actually allow him to be armed and armored.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't want to let me get a primitive weapons?
He can wave his bonsai threateningly.
No, I want to throw my poison ivy bonsai tree at someone.
As I said, he can wave that one threateningly.
He could snap off a branch and call it a wand.
What are you guys equipping me with? If anything?
The ship's armory has access to Teal 3 weapons, except for explosives. No heavy weapons, except for explosives and heavy weapons. And street armor, security armor, or woven body armor.
Okay, I'll select one of those, I guess. TL3.
Basically all the modern rifles and handguns and SMIGs.
And what?
SMIGs?
SMGs,
Mhm.
SMIGs.
Yes.
Don't tell me you don't know the abbreviation for SNUR either.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, it's because I just made it up, I
Mhm.
suppose. It's a sniper rifle, a SNUR!
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Go up to the mountaintop with your SNUR. Because that's where snipers go, is mountaintops. And windows.
Got the same. If it would be terribly ineffective to try that in Denmark.
Alright, everybody got their character sheet set and equipped?
So we do have a hill that we ironically call Sky Mountain.
Should any conflicts or any combat encounters occur, whatever's on your character sheet is what you have access to.
Oh, does the med bay have tsunami?
No.
The med bay is out of order.
Yeah, it's still being repaired.
Upgraded. not
Actually,
repaired.
refitted.
Yeah.
Does anyone in the crew have useful drugs?
Well, you were told to talk to Colleen. You did not talk to Colleen. Also, no.
I'm asking my escort.
Oh, Eileen shakes her head. Don't use drugs, kid.
Winners don't use drugs.
She does add a little bit more detail to it. She's not just doing the condescending adult thing of don't do it. She does add on a very short anecdote a very short detailless anecdote of how she has seen the effect of drugs on soldiers in the long term, and nothing is worth that. She
Okay.
ends with a look at Duran and an almost warm voice, encouraging him to just be better.
Aw, thank you so much. How about this? I could heal you if you get hurt, but I don't think we have any healing drugs or pharmaceuticals.
I'm guessing they have some of that in the med bay, but those would all be tied into the machinery. I haven't seen this crew use or pack any of the pre-tech cosmetics I think you're talking about.
I'm not sure right now if there's a TL4 pharmaceutical that can heal you, but at the very least, I grab a med kit
Okay.
if there is one available in case somebody goes unconscious and I have to revive them.
You guys don't actually have a general equipment add-on to the ship. Where the hell? What am I looking for? Here we go.
Great, we've been flying for months without bandages. Okay, I just
That's
grab
not what I'm talking about.
a gun in one hand and a poisonous plant bonsai tree on the other.
As a DM, I want to point out that tree isn't actually going to do anything to anyone. Not mechanically. It might give them a bad rash later on.
Oh, they're gonna have really bad rashes.
Okay.
And there's a sentence you don't hear often. That tree isn't going to do anything to anyone.
Alright, no. This crew does not have any lift stems. Their medbay is equipped, but
Oh, that's what I was looking for. You don't have Lazarus patches?
We do, but we're not telling you about that. We have 3 stowed away cunningly. The other 3 are in Colleen's possession.
by cunningly, I think that they mean that they're just on somebody's equipment list.
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think anyone else grabbed the other 3. Because we bought 6.
Ship's locker.
Colleen has 3.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You don't have a ship's locker on this, so there's no just I go and get this equipment from the stores type situation. You guys have to, except for the available weapons and armor, you have to have it on your character sheet. And except for whatever healing needs to be done in medbay.
And I kind of assumed that Lazarus patches would get stashed somewhere in the med bay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why 6 of this in the crew equipment, and as I said, 3 in Colleen's possession.
So everybody's character sheets all set?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'd just like to point out I put Theory in as though just so I know it's there, but it's not in the backpack as active.
Can you repeat that?
You broke up a little.
My drone
Uh-huh.
Theory.
Oh, gotcha.
I have it marked as stowed on the sheet, but it's actually active. The stowed is just so I know it's there. I usually use other for stuff I don't carry around and I usually have access to.
Okay. Alright.
Oh shoot. For armor, do they have armored undersuits or secure clothing?
We did.
Yeah,
I don't know if we have any
You've
extras.
got straight armor. Whatever counts, whatever's in the, I think it's called street.
Can I have security armor?
Okay, let me get back to that list there.
Because dude's wearing an armored undersuit.
So's Colleen, because they made it.
Yes, you have street armor, anything in the street armor section, as well as security armor and woven body armor available.
Okay, I'll take the body warmer, woven body armor.
Okay.
Knock yourself out, kid.
Alrighty. Boink. Your ship lands, and I assume you've taken secured positions in your cargo bay, or you're choosing a different exit point.
We're taking cover behind the explosives.
Just like the cherry burn, you can put the explosives somewhere where they will not be in the line of fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
That seems smart.
And oddly enough, it seems like the cargo ramp is the most defensible exit. Otherwise, you're just kind of climbing out of an airlock and down a ship. Or down a ladder. And unlike 7 Days to Die, it's difficult to fire a two-handed weapon while climbing a ladder. Although that was very useful.
Or holding a torch while climbing a ladder, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how long the torch is.
Yeah. Yeah, and you really only need one arm to climb down. It's just riskier.
Mm-hmm.
The cargo ramp starts extending and setting down, and from your field of view within the cargo bay, you do not see anyone, hostile or otherwise. You hear commotion.
Mm-hmm.
I skipped over because I think I got distracted. You saw on the landing cameras that as you were getting yourself into position, the people that were being moved away from your landing position have kind of just mostly gone back to whatever it is that they wanted to do. They've gone back to, milling about or work, or you've got some onlookers.
God damn it, Marge! They landed another fucking spaceship into town square. That's the third time this week.
Well, it wouldn't be another fucking spaceship. It would be a giant fucking spaceship.
Holy shit, Marge! Look at the size of that thing.
At this rate, they won't have any fountains left soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys exit the cargo bay, or do you wait?
I say we disembark the disposable repairable android.
I'd be happy to go and make contact if you'd wish. if you'd like me to, Captain.
See, it wants to go.
Don't be mean, Colleen.
Two hearts, it's blue.
Hey, his holes are easier to fix.
See, now you can call him him. Try and be consistent. At least polite.
Captain, would you like me to attempt to make contact?
Cat looks really irritated by the vocal shitposting going on around her.
Also, obviously, and of course, scanning for any interesting frequencies going on right as we land.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, go ahead, Nemo.
Will do. And Nemo will walk up and walk down the ramp.
Okay.
Being visibly unarmed.
As he's walking down, he sees that the crowd that has remained by is marveling at the size of your ship. The soldiers, or the men with guns, the armed men, less so, but some of them have already seen this particular ship. They're still acting to keep the general people away from you, as a man with a scarred face and long beard approaches you.
Greetings.
Hi. Are you from the is this the Santa Clarita?
It is indeed.
Very good. May I speak with your captain?
If you'll follow me inside, I'll be happy to escort you to her.
Of course. And the man, who appears to be armed with only a sidearm, follows Nemo up the ramp.
Nemo will keep a keep a polite distance, but still be close enough for still be close enough for a quick strike if necessary. And sub-vocalize the cap as the back captain. I'm bringing in a man who requested to speak with you.
Okay.
Please do not open fire.
So let me clarify. Does Nemo follow in behind him, or is he leading them up the ramp?
He'll fall in behind him. He'll gesture for what way to go and then fall in behind him.
Okay.
Right this way, sir.
All right. The long bearded man makes his way up the ramp and slows as he sees the defensible fortified positions. Looks around at whoever is visible, trying to put a pin on who he thinks Cap is. Since there are only 3 females present, and one of them is right out. He's got to make a decision unless one of you identifies yourself.
Whoever was the 3-point head.
She was Kilber.
Kilber, yeah.
So are you Kilber?
He focuses his eyes on Cap. Yes. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. And so happy to see that you're undamaged. And your cargo.
I want to what's the skill to basically see, like, read him?
It's actually notice.
It's notice.
Yeah.
Int notice?
Wiz notice.
Wiz notice? Alright. Okay. Cat's trying to get a read of this guy.
He is shifty as fuck. It is it's difficult to tell where he's being genuine. And that's either because he's not being genuine and honest, or because he just puts off a kind of
smarmy.
Yeah. He either is not being genuine and honest, or he's just slimy. It just looks slimy, I should say.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I would actually do the same with Nemo using hyper acuity.
Okay.
Still wisdom notice.
Still wisdom notice.
He can probably... Nemo's been around Cap enough to know her assessing gaze.
Yes, definitely.
That's fair. Go ahead and roll it when you're ready, Mel.
Just had to switch it to wisdom since I usually have it at int.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
There you go.
Ones in there?
Nope, no ones.
Okay. And Nemo gets a similar vibe. I would say that with the slightly lower roll, it seems more on the disingenuine and dishonest side. Like, he actually... Well, this notice check is intended to represent you being able to pick up on cues of somebody being dishonest. But it can also be misleading information, of course. You didn't roll low enough, and in fact it's impossible for you to roll low enough that you would get any false cues. So I'll leave you with the same information that I gave to Cap. Is he either is being shifty as fuck, or that's just how he looks. Sorry, I still don't like the insight roll as a flat out detect lie mechanic.
That's okay. It's just I'm confirming Cap's instinct that this guy is shifty as fuck.
Uh-huh.
Basically.
Yeah, she does. They both do see some indications there that that there may be something shifty going on. That he's not entirely confident in his word choice, and he's having to choose those words carefully for various reasons.
Do I know the guy?
This is a guy that you don't know.
There. So, vocalize that again.
Actually, that is Mel. You just wrote exactly what I should have said. He does not seem reliable or trustworthy.
Right. Well, then I read you correctly as well.
Yes, indeed. Did you activate hyper acuity for yourself, Mel?
Apparently so. Didn't even know I had that.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you really don't.
It comes and goes.
So, how does she respond?
All right. Is he wearing like the firsters have some sort of uniform, right?
No, not really. He is wearing combat gear, but you haven't seen anything that positively identifies any of them as belonging to the same company or faction, for that matter.
No little insignias or something like that.
Yep.
Mm.
What about like grammar or dialect or accent?
Well, if he were nobility, he would be saying Canagyrus.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
But the factions are whatever regional dialects or languages may have been separate from each other before the Civil War began. The factions have not are not region based or location based. They're philosophy, and people of all the different regions and continents and everywhere else on this planet have all separated into their faction, or the "we don't give a fuck, just feed us" faction.
So there isn't one gang from Queens and one gang from Brooklyn, and you can tell the difference because of their accents.
It may have started that way, but this has been going on for too long.
Right.
It started that way, but then they blew up Queens.
And Brooklyn.
Probably for the best. Well, maybe just Queens.
No, the more you can blow up, the better it is.
Hey, now not all of New York is bad, and they do have good pizza.
Oh, that's right. You got parents there, don't you?
No, they're in New Hampshire, but
Oh, well, fine.
my
We'll
dad,
just blow up all
my
New
dad
York.
was born in Brooklyn.
Nah, it's gone.
I've never,
Yeah, fuck Brooklyn.
I've never actually been there beyond the airports.
LaGuardia. Eesh.
JFK, actually.
Ah.
JFK and Newark, which isn't even in New York, even though it says New York.
Yep.
No, it's Newark,
Yeah, it actually is a different
not
word.
New York.
Yeah, I know it's Newark, but it
Right.
says the airport code says New York.
It's one of those. Yeah. Okay.
I know it's New Jersey, but according to the airport code, it's New York.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Yes.
So the sketch job is getting more sketch.
yep.
And I literally can't remember what the last thing he said was, which prompted the insight checks.
I think he just confirmed that he was Gilbert.
And he looked shifty.
Yeah, he was sincere and he apologized for the mistake.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, he
that's right,
apologized for the
apologized
mistake.
Thank you,
That's
Nick.
right.
And my
Yes.
brain went, that's bullshit.
It was not a mistake. Cap will kind of look at him and say, just see to it that it doesn't happen again.
No, it won't. May I see the cargo? Where are the goods?
Cap will show him. I assume. Well, in our prep time and stuff, she would have gotten like a sample ready,
I was gonna say that's probably for the best.
and not.
A little
Yeah.
sample platter.
Are you trying to tell me that you guys, as players, aren't interstellar smugglers who think of all these things in advance? I'm a rogue. I always check for traps. That's fine.
Cap's not stupid. She would have gotten him. She would have put one like in a smaller container and had it ready for him to look at.
That is fine. Oh. He ambles over to it. Takes a look. Slowly pulls something out of his jacket.
Cap watches him carefully.
Nemo remains within range, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Discreetly following him, and all continuing to monitor frequencies.
It looks like just a part of a toolkit for looking more closely at the product. He satisfies himself with his inspection and yes. You said you have 70 tons of this.
We do.
$775,000 credits for the lot. Are we agreed?
I think we can go higher than that. That stuff is really good.
Of course it is, but logistics of moving that much product are, as you may understand, difficult here.
Well, that stuff is also hard to come by, so you have to figure in those logistics.
Looks around.
Not to mention the difficulty of bringing a ship this size down on a landing zone where we're being fired upon.
A ship this size shouldn't see any difficulty taking whatever you want. And the landing, mishap aside, was no difficulty to you.
Except the emotional damage. Be glad we don't charge for that.
He cackles.
This whole conversation, dude has moved from just having his combat shotgun by his side, kind of hanging there, to being the I'm going to snap this up and be able to shoot somebody as quick as possible, because this guy is really sketch.
What? No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude is actually going to edge closer to the outside edge of the cargo ramp just to make sure that there's nobody else coming.
Okay.
I'll roll if you want me to, but that's just not just keeping an eye on this guy, but yeah.
Yeah, so theory.
Go ahead and roll, Matt.
Yeah, at least I don't have a negative in notice.
I thought you were rolling to do it sneakily.
Oh, yeah, actually, I should do that. What the hell is that? Yeah, sneak.
Dex sneak.
Yeah, I have a -1. And I have shit dex, but
There's boxes and stuff in the way. I would imagine it'd be slightly easier.
Well,
yeah,
those boxes allow him to make the check.
Yeah, it's less of a sneak and more of a subtle.
That's true.
Yeah, trying not to be obvious about it.
How long has how long has it been since the gates have been opened?
It's only been about 5, 6, 7 minutes since the cargo ramp went down. Were you going to do anything?
Cap will say, if it doesn't seem like he's willing to negotiate, Cap will say that 11,000 is what we agreed on.
I'll give you a chance to back up. It doesn't seem like he's not willing to negotiate. This is actually part of that negotiation.
I was going to say, that sounded like negotiation.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm not paying for this.
That's how people work.
Yeah. But actually, I was asking Mariano, is Duran doing anything? Just following up on, the question about the cargo ramp and the time.
Just being very alert.
Okay. All right. Nick, you want to have Colleen roll trade to see if she can come up with something that convinces him to increase the price?
How many people does the other faction have? Because if they have a large population, any one of them is a good reason.
Okay. Well, see how she words it. Unless you really just want to continue trading arguments.
No, she would cite the economic facts of how much that stuff can run.
Okay.
And basically supply and demand, seeing that there is no supply, and the trend was on demand.
Okay. Go ahead and roll trade. His face sours a little bit. Side eyes the girl, the kid.
I mean, she has a compare. She gives a PowerPoint presentation.
He does not watch the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, she explains it all slowly with short words. I'm lying. Long words.
Hang hang on real quick. I see you rolled int. And
It's not an emotional appeal.
hang on. I still want to read more in depth on the rules/guidelines.
Yeah, they are not elaborate or extensive.
No, they're not.
I'll be back in just a second.
Okay. Problem is, I can't actually find the in-book section again. And I didn't put the page number in my handout.
Oh, there we go. Okay, if you charisma trait, so subtract 1, so 12.
I thought it was charisma, yeah.
235.
Because, honestly, what you just described with Colleen just laying out a lecture, I would have. It is an int thing that she's doing, but I would have to say it's not all that great for trade unless you're in that environment. If you're in a seminar type environment where a lecture is expected. In this
well,
case,
I meant more like business presentation, as in here's the numbers, here are transport costs.
yeah, and that's why it's more of a
basically
charisma
price
thing,
of
is because in this
That's
case,
fine.
that kind of thing would actually be detrimental.
Well, in that case, subtract 1, 12 it is.
Okay. Colleen needs to be able to read him and read his character, and if he's not responding well to the argument that she's making, be able to shift it to read her customer, essentially. And that's why it's charisma. So with that, he does stop her before she gets to too lengthy of a word. And I will agree to. Let me math it. Oh. I did that clearly wrong. Okay. The two of them work toward a number that is closer to 850,000 for the entire 70 tons. So up from 770,000. Well, 775 is what he had started at.
Not too shabby.
Is that agreeable?
We might have to wait for Cap to come back.
I think it's fair to say yes. Emma was ready for Cap to say yes to the base price.
And
Yep,
then,
that's
anything
pretty fair.
better is better.
Unless we want, unless we want to limit our profit for tax benefits.
Because we're totally paying taxes.
We might.
If we run
could
to the
suddenly
space IRS, we have bigger issues.
Here's the thing: if you are paying taxes, it would be taxes paid here, and you just wouldn't even notice it.
Imagine you have to pay tax in every system.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of sales or import-export tax everywhere you go, and that's
Just pure income tax.
for
No
simplicity.
matter where you make your profits. Yeah.
Yeah, for simplicity, that's just all rolled into this whole pricing setup.
Right.
So we're not avoiding sales tax? Like true pirates?
If you buy something somewhere and you negotiate them down, that might be exactly how.
Fear that can go on Colin's rap sheet. One murder and millions of counts of tax evasion.
Yeah, for every 1 credit of taxes you did not pay, it's a separate felony charge.
That's how Colin became the most wanted person in the universe.
How many people did she kill? Oh, 1, but she evaded a lot of taxes. What, like 10 credits? 10 billion credits! Oh my god! Stay away
Yep.
from her!
She has just sent it into her star systems for tax evasion.
Alright. Is Emma still preoccupied?
She's nearly back.
Okay. I hear clickety clicking.
Yeah, static.
Static.
Ooh. Oh, she what the fuck?
God damn it, Emma! What did I tell you about summoning Cthulhu?
Start summoning digital Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of a thing.
The static burst of Cthulhu.
Is everything alright over there, Nick?
Presumably. Doing things?
Do we want to summon the demon robots too?
No, we don't.
No.
We don't.
Okay.
Are you done summoning Cthulhu?
I don't know why it would be registering things on my microphone when I was muted.
I don't know, that feels like physical connection static.
Yeah.
Still getting it.
Well,
Well, whatever you did there seems like it cleared it up.
Yeah.
I think she
Oh,
muted
she muted
herself.
herself.
Before she muted herself. Unless there was just a delay in the display. I wonder why she's having these difficulties here. Played 7 Days to Die for like 7 hours yesterday with
Yeah, no
nothing.
issues.
Yeah. Is she using a wired headset, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure she was B, so.
Oh, let's see a new unread. Okay. Well. So am I correct in assuming that Kappa also accepts the higher offer? Okay. You guys to grant access to the cargo bay to some of his men to clear out the explosives. Why aren't we getting shooty shooty bang bang music?
Should we be getting shooty shooty bang bang music?
Yeah. We should.
I'm not sure. Shooty shooty bang bang
Shooty
is
bang bang.
in protein fields.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, I see that. It's annoyingly it has one track playing on the DM side. It looks like switching you guys all over to the Kanagiris or the gun system map did not actually change the track like it was supposed to.
Just changed.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look into that later. See if I just messed something up on that.
I've never tried the automated, map music, so I don't know.
It's worked well so far.
Also, I don't think you switched us to anything, so.
I hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear
Well,
cars
now,
and stuff.
It's got a little bit of a lead up. Alright. Okay. Kilber's men come on board and start unloading. Kilber arranges for credit transfer off of a small handful of credit chits. He doesn't have 850,000 all on one.
so
but-
he's maxing out all his credit cards.
He is emptying all of his credit accounts. But he does get the total sum of 850,000 transferred to you. And Em, can you check and see if it's still making noise?
I don't know, is it?
Nope.
No.
It really did sound. Oh,
Wait.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn it. Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is definitely sounds like wiring.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, we'll continue like this. Maybe I'll make this a short game since we've had a couple of a little interruptions and hiccups and just inconveniences really. And if nobody objects, how about I actually call it after you receive these credits and are at a point of deciding whether you want to immediately take off when a window opens, or if you want to stay around. How does that sound to everyone?
Yeah,
Works for
Cap
me.
doesn't really want to stay here. Not with this guy.
Okay.
Just because
Stay
we're
with that
on a
guy.
war-torn planet with a shifty, untrustworthy person, and with artillery shooting at us. Yeah.
Well, it can shoot where we landed. Colleen points out that we want to stay on the planet for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's a discussion that basically, do you guys want to have that discussion now or next session?
Might be better to do it now.
Okay.
So you have an idea for next session?
So let me continue through. That is true. Let me continue through the offloading.
Mhm.
About midway through, you anyone is paying attention to Kilber.
Nemo is very much paying attention.
Yeah, I assume that's everyone's paying attention. You hear him see and hear him pull aside one of the guys who was coming on to cart another crate off. Says something in an unknown language, and the guy narrows his eyes. Gilbert nods, says something reaffirming in the same foreign language, and the guy kind of shakes his head and salutes and heads back up off the ship. Heads back down the cargo ramp.
Can Colleen's panel, since Siri recorded all of that, since
Okay.
it's able to,
Mhm.
translate it with her compat? Well, not compat. Data slab.
Her data slab doesn't have enough of this location's language for her to perform any kind of translations. That's also very, very much encroaching into the territory of some specific foci. However, you do have someone who
Oh, hey, guys.
should speak the native language.
Well, if it's the native language, then yeah, she would show it to him. What did he say?
Right, let me type something out real quick. Yeah, that's actually something that you can ask openly, Mariana.
I ask my escort, Aileen.
Well, you're actually right there with Colleen, I assume, looking at her tablet.
I look at I tell her I think they're bringing some they use the slang word I'm not familiar with, but it might be slang for additional thugs, or maybe literally a lot of cows that have a lot of blood in them. They use
That's
the term
oddly,
cattle blood. I don't know what that is, but it seems that they're bringing them.
that's oddly not helpful.
Yeah, I mean, do you have cameras outside of the ship that we can like look at to see if they're bringing anything strange?
Hold on.
As DM, you guys do. You have landing cameras.
Oh, I know we have cameras. Colleen was just saying, hold on, and sends
Oh, gotcha.
types a message on her compat to Cap that they're bringing something, and Duran doesn't exactly know what it is because he doesn't speak the language too well. Cap's inbox goes up by 1. I don't think that went through him.
And Nemo, of course, keeps maintaining a watch for any any transmissions of any kind that are going on in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly any that involves targeting coordinates that sounds like near us.
Mm-hmm.
Are we waiting for a response from Emma, or is Emma waiting for a response from us?
She typed out that she's looking at the comm, so.
I don't know, but I'm looking at the cameras.
Okay. So, what you see a few minutes later is that same soldier comes back. He is carrying an extra weapon. He's got his rifle slung, and he is carrying what looks like a looks kind of like a black shotgun that's got blood on it. The barrels are a little bit bigger than a typical shotgun.
Is there any way I could tell if it's like high advanced tech?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a roll a shoot skill.
I was gonna ask, can the drone scanners identify it?
No, it's a little bit too off looking for the drones to cleanly identify it.
So it's just one gun.
It's just
It's
one
not
gun.
like. Oh, okay. I'm not too worried.
It does look like a higher tech gun. It's definitely above TL3. When he is visible at the foot of the cargo ramp, you hear Kilber raise his voice. I'm sorry? Nope, I thought something was raise his voice higher than you've heard him speak before, and barks down at the man. Carry it with respect, you fool. Or you idiot. Something like that. The soldier shifts his grip so that it's less like he's just carrying an extra gun over his shoulder and more like he's bringing up something to present.
Okay.
If nobody stops him,
He's not allowed on the ship with that thing without
is
an
not.
explanation.
Okay. Eileen takes 2 actions. She if nobody else is acting, she immediately, well, when Cap says that, or makes that declaration, she whips her rifle around and has it leveled center mast and barks at him to stop where he is. Pretty much everybody stops.
Mm-hmm.
Cap is also has her gun ready at this point.
Okay. And,
And,
that may actually
and
be the cue that Eileen takes, is if Cap readies her gun, Eileen also follows.
An explanation here would probably be helpful.
Kilver raises his hands. Please don't shoot. Yeah,
Please explain, and no one will shoot.
Yeah, that's up to you, man.
I wish to present to you an apology by way of gift. This, he lowers one of his arms to motion towards the guy with the weapon, has been in my unit for a very long time. I hope I never see combat again. I've gotten too old for this.
I'm sure 70 ton of explosives will help with that.
I hope so.
That also did not go through M.
What? Oh.
She was saying something.
Oh, okay.
The mic just didn't do it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't hear whatever you said, Em. Go ahead. Is Nemo following suit?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Still wisdom?
Yes.
Nope.
I like the color of your dice, Emma.
For some reason I...
Well, Cap couldn't have done better if she tried.
Well, she did get a 9 and a 6.
M rolled double sixes.
Mel, he still
that's just an
seems like a shifty motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
M, Cap does actually get that that I want the fuck out of this vibe. It is very much a weary soldier vibe, but the kind of I want the fuck out weary soldier that isn't actually going to get the fuck out, and probably knows it. Still seems shifty as fuck, but she does get that vibe from him. Maybe one of the cats chewed on your wires. Hello?
Hello.
He frowns a little bit. So you will not accept this gift even if I thrust it upon you?
I go over to Cap and I say to her, I recommend that she needs to accept some sort of gift from him. It would be unwise, and it would look bad upon us if we did not take a gift. In the culture here and kind of Gyrus
hold
is
off a
as
little
such.
bit here, Moreno. Since M is voice handicapped right now. Give her a moment to type. What's the politically correct way of saying that now? Voice disadvantaged?
Voice impaired?
Voice impaired, yes, that's great. M is voice impaired right now.
Vocally challenged.
I was gonna say,
Vocally
I know
challenged.
hearing impaired is just the other way of saying deaf, so voice impaired, yeah.
But vocally, I also like vocally challenged.
Although mute is a perfectly acceptable word.
What? No, that's too plain and simple.
Uh-huh.
So there you
It's
go, Mariano. Is Duran respond to that?
No, he doesn't respond to that. He was giving her advice.
Okay. So looks like she is taking it. Gilbert nods and motions the guy forward. Motions. He makes slow motions, trying to indicate to the guy to move slowly with it, which he does. Makes
Does it
his
look
way.
like something that someone needs to be careful with?
With guns pointed at him, yes.
I mean, is he carrying it like a gun or is he carrying it like a gift?
He's carrying it like a gift, but he's got guns pointed at him.
Gotcha.
Can I do like the appropriate bow to like receive the gun and give it to Cap?
Well,
Does
he's
that seem like the appropriate thing to do right now?
the guy is actually taking it up to Kilber, and it's probably going to be Kilber passing it to Cap. That's the appropriate thing, not from Kilber to Duran to Cap.
Okay.
Much of those customs have faded away. Duran and the noble cast are the very few who still hold strongly to those customs. So if Kilber does do that ceremonial bow, that will just it will.
Oh no. I
him-
wasn't making up a ceremonial bow right now. I was just asking what would be the appropriate thing at this time.
Okay. It would not be Duran handling it. As I was saying though, if Kilber does perform any of these appropriate rituals, it would just seat in Duran's mind that he's old and been around.
Okay. So I guess I'll observe, and if he starts performing something like that, I will respond as necessary.
Okay. The guy brings up the weapon, and Kilber takes it, and then he turns and hands it to Cap with a bit of a watered down bow. So Mariano, it is kind of a ceremonial bow, but it's also so watered down that it may confuse Duran as to how he should respond to it.
I bow the appropriate way
Okay.
to show proper respect.
Okay. Kilber glances over at Duran, and his face loosens just a little bit.
Nemo will carefully watch the proceedings and make note of the
Yeah.
make note of the movements and gestures. And
It's once you've actually got it in your possession, it's it'll be pretty easy to identify, especially for Cap.
She'll look down the barrel and have it blow up in her face.
What's this do?
If you want her to, she can begin instinctively, just from that muscle memory that's left after the rest of the memories were wiped. Check the barrel, make sure it's not loaded, and she seems to know how to do that. It's it's nothing fancier than a spike thrower, which is basically a TL4 shotgun. Sorry, a TL4 automatic shotgun, because it can be fired in burst mode.
So a combat shotgun. Nice.
Yes, combat shotgun.
Is the blood on it fresh?
It's painted.
Okay.
It's part of the design. It's not even really painted. It is literally part of the design components that went into it and made it a little bit more difficult for a drone to simply match it against. Hey, that's a spike thrower.
So hardcore video game shotgun. This is awesome looking.
Yes,
Sanctified with virgin blood and its grace.
Can Duran go like full courtship mode and translate that in like the common language of Kanagyrus, what Cap just said?
Yes. It's easy for him to translate, but if you want to go full court mode, or hopefully not courtship mode, but full court mode.
Oh yeah, that's not what. Yeah.
Then he can roll one of
Connect, maybe?
I would give him one of 3 skills. Connect, not so much. Talk, lead, or administer, depending on how he wants it presented. Administer is probably the closer to the role that he's kind of playing, where he's not the noble receiving the gift or giving the gift, but he's in an administrative capacity serving for the person receiving the gift.
Unfortunately, I'm a young noble, so I'm gonna go with lead instead.
Okay.
Ooh, not so great.
Well, fortunately, it's in a different language, so nobody really knows if he has blundered or not, except for Kilber, who who says a quick phrase of blessing and thanks as kind of just a passing blessing and thanks. Yeah, okay, thanks.
Well, Colleen looks suitably impressed. Maybe that makes a difference.
Is Colleen using that special kids glow? Okay.
Yep.
Um,
That she looks suitably impressed and awed by their customs and obviously superiority of culture.
Yeah. So somehow this
Them space barbarians.
this kind of shift in atmosphere and Colleen's excitement makes Duran's blunders just smooth right over. The little things that he didn't quite get right, it just smooths them over, and instead of a passing blessing and gratitude from Gilbert, he actually nods respectfully. Gunshots in the background. I love this music.
Yeah, he likes to be entertained by the screams of the damned when dying.
I did very much look at the Steam Steam store Agony unrated. Came up.
Eesh. Eesh.
It was a pleasure doing business with you then. Hopefully we can repeat this at a different time.
Yeah. Yes. Perhaps not with explosives next time. We will hopefully still have plenty of this left.
Presumably after you've done using them, you'll be needing construction materials.
That is a far way off. Sorry, I saw you type in there, Emma. Yes, it's maybe best to go through Owen. He'll contact me if it's a suitable arrangement. Emma, earlier we were getting you straight through a Nick's microphone as a big echo. Could you not
No, other way around.
Yeah, we were hearing Nick through.
we were hearing
Emma.
Nick through Emma. Okay, yeah, my bad. Never mind. Okay. And if there's no other business, the rest of his men carefully get back to offloading the explosives.
Mm.
I will check our scout reports later. Once the cargo has been offloaded.
Dude would sort of mosey closer to Cap and kind of, in a quiet voice, say, "You know, we never did get an explanation as to who was shooting at us." Yeah, I suppose. Just still feels really weird. Yeah, I'm just waiting for something to go south.
I would agree that it would be, if nothing else, much safer to simply wait in orbit or near orbit rather than on the surface. We'd still be able to make contact, but we would be out of reach of the weaponry that just fired on us. Oh, yeah, I assume so. If they're done offloading, there's no more to observe.
I had the feeling, or I got the impression, this conversation was going on as they were continuing to offload.
Ah, never mind then. Nemo will just watch them as they continue to offload.
Okay.
Yeah. This is still very much a keep an eye on these fuckers.
All right. After all of the explosives are offloaded, assume that somebody has already added 850,000 to your credit pool. He comes back with tablet in hand and tells you that he needs to keep the batteries powered and active and searching for a couple of hours, as there is a perceived risk of launch. Launch as in Starship launch. But after that, he can go ahead and power them down fully so that there is no risk of any automated systems firing off before someone can intercept that.
So that's his excuse for the last one.
And that actually jives with what you guys experienced coming in and out the last time. Is all of the turrets, you got several target locks immediately, and then they fell off one by one.
So it was oops.
It jives with the information that you have already.
Right.
And that while he hasn't explicitly told you that that's what happened last time, or sorry, this time, he is telling you that he'll power them down completely so that there's no chance of it happening again. I will point out that despite me and my confident voice telling you what he's telling you, he still says it in an affect that comes across as what's the word we've been using? Sketch?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying each
You've
time.
been saying. I had a different word for him. Sneaky?
Well,
I don't think that's the word I was using.
My notes have him down as very, very shifty.
Shifty! That's the word I was using. He still relays this information in a shifty manner.
So it seems like even if he's being honest, this guy is incapable of being honest sounding, or he's just being dishonest the entire time.
Yes.
Hard to say.
Is it Steve Buscemi of this planet?
Yeah.
Speaking in that creepy, shifty voice.
Yeah. Some people just sound so dishonest in every single thing that they say.
Yeah, man, I'm really happy to have you here.
Good impression of a millennial.
Hey!
He's not lying.
Then don't classify me as one.
Why? I classify myself as one.
Nope, sorry, Gen X.
No,
Well, that's me. No, Mike technically fits one of the variant timelines for it.
Two of the demographers include 78 in millennials.
Yeah, I'm 79 and I am not a millennial.
So you're saying you're generation fluid, Mike?
I'm generation fluid.
Yeah. Now, 75 is firmly in Gen X.
It is. Nobody goes back that far.
because nobody's as old as me.
No, more or less true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, none of the demographers take millennials back that far.
And they really shouldn't pass 1980.
Again, it really just depends on where their target audience was growing up and with what equipment. It was MetLife Insurance and Nielsen ratings. So for those two, I think it's very appropriate to include people of my age in their stereotype of millennials with, you know, I don't want to watch TV. I want to watch instant. I want to watch YouTube. I want to watch Netflix. They're absolutely correct in calling me a millennial for that purpose.
What's funny is that they until the millennial tag came about, anybody from those period from 75 to 80 was still classed as Gen X.
Mhm.
And then they created millennials and retroactively pulled that some of them out of it.
Well, that's how it goes for those demographic slices. Is and they later on they realize, hey, these people have been influenced or have been possibly influenced by these other events in the world, and they may or may not, but probably will have a different view and perspective of these products that we have. It's also very appropriate for insurance, for life insurance.
Yeah, how does that work for people living in the communist regime?
I was going to say, most, and this is pretty much mostly, this
Yeah.
is all American shit.
This is all U.S. Yeah. I think the generation tags and stereotypes are wildly off for places that are not the U.S. Like the whole, pampered and instant gratification because of cell phone technology doesn't apply to any of the third world countries that don't have cell phones everywhere. So it's a label that is as accurate to you as a horoscope that is accurate. Some things fit, other things don't. If the horoscope is accurate, then it's something that somebody could use to better meet your needs as a customer, or to better rope you in as a customer. Don't get so bent out of shape, Mel. I'm picking on you because you are the most vocal. Don't call me a millennial in this group.
He was the one that objected.
Yes, because I do object to that characterization.
Let's get back here so that.
Well, yeah.
Don't get me on generation rants, guys.
Mel still doesn't have a smartphone, I don't think.
I don't. Well, it's not, I have a proto Android, it's a HTC Desire.
And we just excluded you by virtue of your geographical location.
So it's the.
Denmark's a third world country now?
No, Denmark's not necessarily a third world country, but it wasn't being influenced by the same things that we were here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what do you mean by now?
So
yeah, I'm just waiting for this whole thing to go south.
So while it's technically my phone is, I suppose it's technically a smartphone. It's a very, very stupid one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They are.
Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Back to this so that we can end and let Emma have some comfort. Not sure how we'll play 7 Days to Die. If you're willing to wait for that window and you want to leave in those basically immediately in those 3 hours. Sorry, I shouldn't have started that with if. Do you want to wait for that window and then leave as soon as he can shut down those batteries and give you that window?
Yes.
Colleen will still point out, if we're not on this planet, chances are nearly guaranteed that the mandate ship will pick us up.
Is that ship still in system?
It
Well,
would
it's
be
like
just
a day out.
yeah, it would be arriving in about a day.
But can it detect us in the whole system? Don't they have to be close to us?
They do have to be in the same region to automatically detect you.
But we have the same problem, so if we run into them, we're fucked. On the planet, we can stay undetected. Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just offloaded a bunch of explosives to them, and if they really wanted to get in here, they could.
I mean, the whole place is a war zone anyway. Do we want to be hanging out here? That's the problem.
Well, I mean, if they try to get
I'd
in, we
vote
can
no to
always
that.
lunch at that point
Well,
and just stay low.
they pay well. Maybe they have more jobs.
No, if we stay here, no one is leaving the ship, and anyone who does will get left behind.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to get involved in the hand-to-hand stuff.
I'm sure I could fix their targeting systems.
You gonna be a military consultant?
Just computer system expert.
I would prefer that we call ourselves defense consultants. Is that what we're gonna do? Just from like a PR perspective.
Defense contractors? There we go.
Contractors implies we'll actually do work, though. I'd rather be consultant.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we don't want to do work and still get a title, we can be supervisors.
But supervisors are then like typically they're like responsible for the outcomes.
Not if they're high enough up on the food chain. Dude's with Cap on the idea of getting out of here, but like, you know.
And then going hell for leather out of the system.
Yeah, if is the 3 hours, if we take off within the 3 hours, time period, would we have enough lead up to be able to get a spike drive out of the system? Do we have enough fuel?
We're fully fueled.
Yeah, you're.
Did we fuel up after getting back into the system? Because that's right,
Yes.
at the station. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you still have you've got 2 jumps you can make immediately.
Right. So would we be able to make a jump if we got off planet quick enough without having to worry about
you
the
will
ship?
need to go travel to the edge of the system.
It is in the opposite direction of that ship that's coming in.
Actually, you can go to any edge of the system.
Eh.
So you could choose an edge of the system that is in the opposite direction of Gorman.
Gorman. Because we know that they were going to go to Gorman.
Right.
Yeah.
However, the way
Wow.
the travel and mechanics work in this game, it would still take them just as long to reach you as it would if you were going to the edge of the system right next to Gorman.
Mhm.
It's always a 48-hour travel time from one region to another. And divided by your spec drive.
And depending on your feed frame.
Can we? So
Yes.
are we gonna? If we stay some time here, is there anything that we could buy?
I don't think that they have. No, we're not going to buy anything.
Well, I mean, we'd have to ask him, but I mean, considering what the condition of the planet is.
No, Duran knows that there really isn't enough organized trade to produce any reasonable tonnage of surplus stuff. I mean, you could go to the market and buy all the pretty necklaces and things that the girls weave, guys sometimes, of course. But that's not really trading or interstellar trade. That's just kind of throwing some credits at people, basically.
Right, I was gonna say might be okay for a personal character shopping trip, but
Yeah, this planet doesn't have the right economic structure to produce any tradable goods for you to buy.
And anyone getting off the ship can stay behind.
Sounds good to me. I'm good with taking off.
if we get off and get away clean, we don't have to worry. This is not a, oh shit, we're never coming back. This will be one of the few times we get to finish a job and not have to leave the planet permanently.
Mm-hmm.
At least not this time.
Yeah.
So what is your decision?
Let's GTFO.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it'll be a piloting question as to whether we can get out before that other ship notices us.
You wait for the window. He tells you that the defenses are powered down, and begin.
Well, before we do that, can Colleen scan to see are the defenses powered down?
From land side, not really.
Well, once we take off, it should still.
Yes, once you take off and you're a bit above elevation, Colleen has their energy signatures and where the target locks. Well, you don't automatically know where target locks come from, but she still has their energy signatures mapped and can see that.
I scanned for that last time.
Huh?
I scanned for that last time, so I should still have those positions dialed in.
Yeah, that's fine too. She has their locations mapped, and can see that yes, their energy signatures they're not gone, but they are fading, like things internally are cooling down. Give me one moment. Yeah, another moment here. As you ascend and approach orbit so that you can plot your course to the edge of the system. You're about midway off the planet, about 2/3 of the way off the planet towards the line that delineates space.
We may want to prepare. We may want to prepare evasive action immediately.
Sorry, what's happening?
We may need to prepare evasive actions immediately.
Yes, but why? I missed that part. I'm sorry.
Nemo just said that out of nowhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we don't know why he said that.
Oh.
Nope.
Intercepted a cryptic and potentially threatening transmission.
From
An abnormal frequency band from the planet.
they sell us out.
Transmission was as follows: the hens are at Roost. Put the kids to bed now.
Well, you ain't kidding. I don't know. Nobody talks like that and means it. Dude
Yeah.
goes once over to his engineering console to make sure that he's ready for what might happen.
Alright, anybody else doing anything?
Cap orders everyone to get ready to take evasive maneuvers.
Okay.
We need to put somebody
Regarding
else.
every ECM suit up that the ship has.
Okay. So Colleen is preparing ECM defenses.
And offense.
And offenses. Dude is he taken to his engineering station on the bridge, or is he going to engineering?
On the bridge.
Okay. Clark can pilot. He's just doing it as an NPC, and whatever malady he had that took him away from the bridge before, he can be put in a pilot's seat now if you like. Actually, I probably should have had him step off the ship on planet and
You could have gotten rid of the character that way.
yeah. The main reason I'm keeping him around is he is how you guys are jumping 2 hexes.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away from you because
We have a good pilot.
yeah,
Well,
then you're stuck
but not
between 2
efficient.
systems.
I think for this we still want to keep Colleen on electronic warfare if we have to.
Yeah. So Clark is still on ship. He is springing to action. He has the flu, but he has sprung to action, and he is making his way to the bridge as quickly as he can.
Somehow on Gorman he picked up a space SG.
Yes. And
Space TD.
yeah,
The Andorian flu.
What you see as you continue to climb into orbit, well, oh, it would be hard to miss this. There is an explosion, planet side, in the city that you just came from. Nemo. That actually, I had written this for a slightly different scenario than you guys took.
Well, excuse me for not trying to blow up the city for once.
Yeah, you were actually trying to keep the plot unknowingly, because I know you. Trying to keep the plot where I had written it. However, the actions that have occurred open up an opportunity for events otherwise to be accelerated. I'm just gonna say it unless you don't want me to, Mel.
No, you go ahead, say it.
Okay. The chatter that Nemo continues to receive, they've stopped speaking in code, and it is clear from the explosion in Emerus City and the chatter going back and forth that somebody is launching a ship. The explosion was one of those the anti-ship defenses, and the chatter going back and forth is the defenses are powered down. Launch the fuck now.
So they
It appears the ship is launching, Captain.
Someone's taking advantage.
Oh yes.
Taking advantage of the shutdown defensive grid and using our window.
Yeah, the some of the chatter gives Nemo a clue that this is days ahead of schedule, and the ship that is being launched, it won't be fully stocked up, but they can get all of the passengers on board, and launch immediately.
It
tell
appears
Cap-
to be refugees fleeing the planet.
Does it?
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess.
thankfully scan that ship.
Yeah, now that you can clearly see it launching from its pad, you can scan it. I don't think that's even a roll for you.
Not anymore.
Nope.
Could I
Other
tell what
ships in orbit.
Could I tell what faction it is from looking at it?
You'll need a little bit more identifying information from Colleen. Excuse me. So she'll actually need to make a roll to get that identifying information, but she can identify that there's now a ship that is launching with escape velocity, frigate class sized. Colleen, I'm assuming that was a roll to get the ship hash and ident and all that.
Yep, and fittings.
Okay. Well, one or the other. Which is she going for first?
Fittings, actually.
Okay. That question still reads as, are particular fittings mounted? As in, you ask if certain fittings are mounted.
Well, if I don't have to roll to know what weapons I have, then
That's true.
in that case I would go for the idents.
It does not have a registered ID code. It does not have any obvious weaponry damage. It's put together well enough, but it's not a professionally produced ship. And whole type I've already told you is frigate. The idents don't really mean much to Colleen, but Duran recognizes them as Ascendant.
And those are the people who think that the other planet is inhabited by gods.
I believe that is what Duran relayed to you.
Ecos.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one other thing that's obvious, as opposed to a weapon, Nick, is the ship is rather heavily armored.
It's a blockade runner. It's not meant to power. It's not meant to shoot anything. It's meant to take shots.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, we could give chase and we could recreate the opening from A New Hope.
No.
I would prefer if we had a ship big enough to recreate the opening from Spaceballs.
Yes.
I said fire across her nose, not up it.
I feel like Emo would be great for a Vader impression, though. Send him aboard and then he can strangle someone.
No wonder I can never get anything done. Surrounded by assholes.
Do you guys interact with the ship in any way, or are you taking off?
We're taking off.
Okay.
This feels like a SCP.
I'm not familiar.
We have one cannon.
Somebody else's
Somebody
problem.
Someone else's
right,
problem.
I do know what that is very, very well. It comes with my job.
Uh-huh.
In fact, it is entirely my job.
Yep.
I just help them
Or,
navigate their own problems.
NMPB. Not my problem, bitch.
We should just get out of the way and let them go wherever they want. Let them get on with whatever they want to do. Make sure that we don't get caught in any crossfire.
Yeah, I don't think our ship LinkedIn profile says gets involved in religious conflicts.
Yeah, since we're trying to stay nice, Green won't do anything.
They are currently celebrating the successful launch and escape.
Well, more power to them. I mean, again, no offense, but it is kind of a shithole planet. Nice enough for, if they want to get off. That's their prerogative. Why did they have to wait for the defense? Are they really stopping people from leaving?
Presumably, the ship belongs to an enemy faction, so presumably they would be fired upon by the automatic defenses.
I mean, I suppose. I mean, if I was running the place, I'd be happy if chunks of my enemy left. More planet for me.
Unless they're trying, it's the whole religious zealotry thing.
Yeah, well.
And even from a more logical perspective, they could be going to seek help or outside assistance.
I suppose that's true.
Or deliver explosives.
Hey.
Alright, where are you guys going?
We're going out of the system.
Yeah, well, which system? I think that's a cap decision.
Yeah, so it'll take you 1 day to travel to the edge of the system. While in transit, you do not detect any other ships in your region of space, and so unless they're somehow hidden, there are no other ships that are detecting you. After some time, You are too far away from the ship that launched from Kanagiris to be able to track it any longer. Oh wait, actually no, you maintain your detection lock.
can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they on a course for ecos?
They certainly are.
It appears to be a religious pilgrimage then.
Or they're going to end up in the ship graveyard like everybody else.
Well, that's their prerogative.
That is presumably where the religious pilgrimage will end. Yes.
You guys reach the edge of the system, and that ship is about halfway to Ecos. You haven't detected any other ships launching, so presumably they got scot-free.
Since there is no pressing need for us to jump out now that we're at the edge, we could wait here and see, and just watch just see what happens with the ship when it reaches Ecos, I suppose.
Kind of curious myself, and if the other ship shows up,
We can just
or
jump
if the
out.
mandate, we can just jump out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll only take a half hour to jump.
In that case, we can get out the popcorn and the reclining chairs.
All right, you guys, you have to stick around for a whole extra day to watch them make their path towards Ecos. And normally, once they actually land on a planet, you're going to and power down, of course, you're going to lose that detection lock on them. It is effectively hiding.
Did they actually make it to the planet?
They make it to orbit around the planet, and then there are energy signatures and other things, other identifiable signatures. We'll just go with the scientific sounding word that indicate that the ship has been destroyed.
Oh wow.
So that basically there are ships in orbit around Ecos that are keeping other ships from landing.
Well,
Or Ecos has defensive systems that are capable of reaching orbit.
Or that.
The ship that launched from Kanagiris, it entered orbit in Ecos.
Right, and then it was shut down.
It entered atmosphere in Ecos.
Okay.
So any ground-placed anti-ship defense.
It broke orbit and entered atmosphere and was shut down.
Yeah.
Well, that indicates that we should expect a hostile welcome. Should we try to visit ourselves?
It also goes to show that sometimes the people that are being mean and keeping you in your place actually have your best interests and know better, even if they're being assholes about it.
It's the robot overlords again.
More strange transmissions.
Really?
Decode the code.
And I want to backtrack just a little bit. I'm not going to actually make you roll it, Nick, but Colleen did have to take extra steps to maintain a lock on that ship when it entered atmosphere. Because clearly there is some reason why you did something differently than anyone else on the planet, because they've expressed no in fact, this is kind of new to Duran too. Nobody has known that ships just flat out get blown up over ecos.
Right. Well, this was a very useful point of data point for us. Now we know specifically what happens to ships approaching ecos.
Well, we knew what happened to them, but at least we have a good idea why.
Yeah.
While I admit that I am curious myself to take a closer look at that planet, I believe that approaching it would probably be unwise.
Let me move you guys back to the system map. That should change the music.
Yep.
Did it?
It did.
Very good. That is what it was supposed to have done when I moved you guys to gun. Oh. I see why. Okay. Fixed. I hadn't made the gun playlist when I made the gun page. Alright. Where to? You are 1 hex away from Euron. Well, 2 hexes away from Pana. 2 hexes away from Tsos. Conveniently, 2 hexes is the limit of your travel. With a single jump. You could take 2 jumps if you wanted to.
Have we been to Pana?
I don't believe you have.
Oh. Information do we have? Where
We
is
haven't.
this?
There you go.
Oh, that's right. Fleets with the galactic mandate. Blah blah blah. No, we're not going there. And no refueling stations. Except for Astos.
Yeah, except for the actual planet itself. If you wanted to do a double jump, you've got March and Corafali in range.
Not Corofali because the message.
Colleen points out that there's still information we might be able to get from March.
Yeah, we're not going there as the Santa Clarita.
You guys can, although I haven't actually posted the updated house rules, I'm going to do that after we finish the session. You guys can take advantage of them already and change your transponder if you like. It is, oh.
Well, funny enough, I mean, Santa Clarita is not wanted in March for kidnapping the princess. That would be an entirely different ship called the Raja.
Totally not us.
Colleen could make that the new ident code. The ship is called Totally Not Us. We've got a pure innocence.
Sir, we have a ship coming up on the radar. What's it? What's the name? Ship? What ship? Well, son, I wanted you to tell me the name of the ship. No, sir, that is the name of the ship. Ship? What ship?
Alright, let me copy paste a small section on the transponder into.
Could make it the nothing. I got
Yeah.
nothing on scanner.
I've got nothing on the scanner, sir.
Not nothing. The nothing on scanner. There you go.
It
Enroll
works
love
for
that
this
movie.
week.
Nothing.
It worked just fine for Odysseus. So.
Uglifying the planet.
Yes.
So does that mean like Clark and Tom have to stay on the ship because it would uglify the planet?
Clark, accent notwithstanding, is actually an attractive man.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, you'd have to leave Tom on ship.
Considering
Can't take
Tom
him
looks like
anywhere.
Willem Dafoe, yeah.
He's not completely unfortunate.
I was gonna say you had to qualify that.
Yes,
It's
how
those
well is
crazy
Tom?
eyes.
Crazy sunken eyes and prominent cheeks. But yes, as you can see, changing your transponder to register a new ship name is fairly easy. It's just that a lot of places, controlled places, are going to challenge a ship that they don't recognize.
What was I gonna say? The first one, just a new ship name and the random ident. Colleen cannot fail that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Even with double ones, can't fail.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have a destination?
I don't want to go to March.
Oh, we could go
Like
to
ever.
Liniera and go and watch and check out the Paradise Planet then.
Well, Colleen points out the answers are at March.
Except we're wanted there.
We're wanted everywhere.
One point to remind you is that as soon as you get into the region of space containing Lamy era, actually, I think, yeah, the region of space. You know that Lamy era, March is a heavy trade hub. Trade hub. There are no bathtubs or trade tubs. He's going to get the rudders for every possible planet that can reach March.
It could be useful.
If you want to simply go somewhere, fuel up, well, you'd have to do it at Pana, I guess, because otherwise your options are kind of limited. Yeah, if you want to try and get to March with enough fuel to get somewhere else, you could just use them as a skipping stone that takes a little bit more effort to get some fuel.
Sounds like a good plan.
But yeah, I'm looking at this and I realize that the way it's set up, you do have to get fuel at Pana if you don't want to stay in March. Or Corofali.
I don't think we can actually get to Corofali.
You'd have to jump through Pana. But remember, getting into and out of a system, really, it's you would spend some days in the spike drill, and then you can turn around and immediately make another spike drill from the edge of the system that you're at. 30 minutes later, you're in spike drill to another system.
Right, enter and then leave again by the same way we entered.
Mm-hmm.
And come out somewhere else.
Yeah.
Seems like a good plan to me.
And the information you have about Korafali is that the rudder information to leave Korafali is freely shared. And there is a fuel station in orbit around the star.
Right. Anyone else have a better idea? No?
Do you want to leave that for an actual decision to be made over the course of the next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Feel free to utilize the Discord to bandy your ideas back and forth. If you want, I can set up a separate chat room for navigation discussion.
Sure.
Okay. Do you want it to be an RP room or just out of character discussion?
We can do out of character discussion and then put anything in character in the in character channel.
Yeah, that would work.
Go ahead and any in character, go ahead and put that into the Raza bridge, and I'm just gonna make a generic out of character discussion channel.